Hare Rama, He asked me to stop. Yeah. माताजी ब्लैक करता है. You play nicely. Huh? Oh.
What is that? Yeah, man, I'm here. Yashomati Nandana Brajaboro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajaboro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajaboro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Agamana Vidhana Agamana Vidhana Amala Hari Nama Abhinasa Amala Hari Nama Abhinasa Vipina Purandara Ravina Nagara Mora Vamshi Bhagana Suhasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagar Gora Vamshi Pradana Suasna Rajana Palana Sura Kulanashana Rajana Palana Sura Kulanashana Nanda Godhana Rakumala Nanda Godhana Rakumala Govinda Madhava Navnita Tasmana Govinda Madhava Navnita Tasmana Sundara Nanda Gopala Sundara Nanda Gopala Yamuna Tadachara Mohi Vashanahara Rasarasika Vipamoya Yamuna Tadachara Mohi Vashanahara Rasarasika Vipamoya Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nattabara Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nattabara Madhuri Vinoda Ashraya Madhuri Vinoda Ashraya Yashomati Nandana Bhagavaro Nagara Gokula Rangana Dhana
Hare Krishna. Charity. Can you ask on the YouTube channel for sound now? I'm switching the mics because there was no.
Sorry, it's visible here. No? Sorry, Prabhu. You can see as we are discussing. Sorry, Prabhu. This we need to remove? Yeah, we can use that. Yeah. Sound isn't working. Fine. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I think you can do much better than that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That's good. That's the only thing. Thank you very much for coming. We really want to thank Kamlesh Prabhu, Mataji for hosting the program. I also want to thank Gauranga Darshan Prabhu for listening. Let's give a big round of applause. Even though he's coming for first time here, he's well known. He doesn't need introduction. But however, I just want to say a few words for my own purification. So Prabhu, he basically lives in GE. It's called Govardhan Eco Village, Radha Gopinath Extension.
Recording better,
So he graduated from very reputed Institute of Sciences, IISc. He did his master's there. After that, he worked for a year. After that, he decided to move into the ashram. He had a call from within. He wanted to serve, and that's why he took a decision to move to Pune and eventually Mumbai. So ever since initial days, he had a notion of reading and training, natural, what do you call it, teaching. So he developed that, and then his spiritual master also gave him instruction. So he started going very deep into the scriptures and analyzing them very systematically, and start putting in such situation where anybody can reach out. Then he started writing them in the books. So he almost 30 books plus now. So now he wrote 30 plus books. So that's amazing. So there's so many names, there's so many for the kids and adults and everybody. So all kinds of devotees who's in the path of bhakti, religious realizations, the how we present what is already out there, but represent in such a way we all can relate. So those books are also available for sale. If you want, you can see Padma. And then he actually took initiative. He invited Prabhu to Columbus. He's been traveling. He's giving already a couple of classes. He'll be here a few more days. And that's pretty much brief about Prabhu. Let's give a big round of applause one more time. Thank you. Today's topic is Mukunda Stotra.
Great. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 I offer my respectful obeisances to all the devotees who assembled for this evening session today. I was asked by the organizers to speak on Mukunda Stotra. There are about 53 prayers in this book. We may not be able to discuss all of them in 1 hour. Now you should tell me end time. What time should we end? It's 7:20, 8:30. Okay, fine. So we will discuss some selected prayers from this book. And some will go fast, some shlokas which are very long we'll discuss a little more elaborately, but overall we may be able to discuss some 10-15 prayers max. So let's go with the first one. So these are some popular prayers. Srila Prabhupada used to quote one shloka specifically, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjaranti. So that is one shloka, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also used to sing some of the shlokas during Jagannath Rath Yatra, which we celebrated very recently. And overall, these prayers are expressions of simple devotion of King Kulashekar Alvar. So they contain, they inspire simple, dedicated, sincere devotion in the hearers, and they are simple expressions of bhakti, not too philosophical. A little philosophy definitely, but they are descriptions of Krishna's sweet holy name, Krishna's beautiful form, and the nature of this material existence. The temporary nature of this material existence and the process of coming out of that temporary nature. Okay. So let's begin from the first shloka. Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Dayapareti. Maybe you can repeat line after line so that we are on same tune. Otherwise, all chanting together in different tunes will create chaos. Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Dayapareti. Bhakta Priyeti Bhavalunthana Kovideti. Natheti Nagashyaneti Jagannivaseti. Alapinam Pratidinam Kurumam Mukunda. Shri Vallabheti. Shri Vallabha is the master of Shri Lakshmi Devi. Varadeti means the Lord is the bestower of all benedictions. Vara means boon or benediction. Varada means one who gives benedictions. So the Lord is oftentimes called Varada, and there is a deity in the South India, Varada Raj. He is the king of all benedictors. He is the best of all bestowers of benedictions. Therefore, he is called Varadaraj or Varadeshwara. Even Prithu Maharaj glorifies the Lord like this in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 20th chapter. He says, Varan vibhotvad varadeshwarad buddha katham vrinite guna vikriyatmanam yenara kanam api santi dehinam tanisha kaivalyapate vrinena. He says that, O Lord, you are the best of all bestowers of benedictions, and please give me the benediction of hearing Harikatha from your pure devotees. Give me the boon of having millions of ears to be able to hear Harikatha from your devotees. That's aspiration of a devotee, right? So, Varadeti, Dayapareti. Although one may have the capacity to give boons, unless he has the compassion, he would not give, right? Therefore, he is Dayapareti. He is causelessly merciful. Bhakta priyeti bhavaluntanako videti. Bhakta priya means one who loves his devotees. The devotees are so dear to the Lord. The devotees are dear to the Lord more than he is dear to himself. Krishna loves his devotees more than his own self. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam describes the Lord as Bhakta Paradhina, one who is completely under the control of his devotees. Bhakta Vatsalyata, one who is affectionate towards his devotees. Bhakti Baddham, one who is bound by the love of his devotees. Bhaktaya Jitatvam, one who is conquered by the affection of his devotees. Bhakta Vashyata, one who is completely captivated by his devotees. So many words. He is Bhakta Priyeti. He loves his devotees and devotees love him. Bhavaluntana Kovideti. Kovida means one who is expert. He is expert in what? Bhavaluntana. He is expert in destroying the material existence of his devotees. Therefore, he is called Mukunda, one who gives liberation. So he has the ability to liberate people from this material world. Bhavaluntana Kovideti. Natheti nagashyaneti jagannivase tyalapinam pratidinam kurumam mukunda. Natheti, O Lord, O Master, Nagashayaneti, one who lies on the snake bed. Naga is snake, Adisesha. Shayana, one who sleeps on the snake bed. Nagashayaneti, Jagannivaseti, all the universes stay within his belly, right? So Jagannivasa, he is the abode of all universes. He is the residence of all universes, and he has made the residence as, he has made the universe as his residence also. As Mahavishnu, when he breathes out, millions of universes come out of his body. And Mahavishnu enters into each and every universe, and he takes the form of Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. Therefore, universe is Garbhodakasaya Vishnu's residence, and universes, all universes have Mahavishnu as their residence. The Lord has multiple forms. He gives shelter to universe and he takes shelter of the universe. Clear? So therefore he is Jagan Nivaseti. Alapinam pratidinam kurumam mukunda. Oh Mukunda, let me glorify you every day. Pratidinam means let me become a constant reciter of your holy names on a daily basis, not once in a while. Okay. Next. Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. Jayatu Jayatu Krishna Vishnu Vamsha Pradipaha. Jayatu Jayatu Megha Shamala Komalango. Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. So, Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandano Noyam. This is very simple and straightforward prayer, where Kulashekar Alvar is glorifying Jayatu Jayatu Jai Jai. To whom? Devaki Nandana, one who has appeared as the son of Devaki Mata. Jayatu Jayatu Krishna Vrishni Vamsha Pradipaha. Oh Krishna, you appeared in this Vrishni dynasty. All glories to you.
And Jayatu Meghashyamalaha Komalango. Komala Anga means you have very fragile limbs, very delicate form, right? All glories to you. Meghashyamala, and the delicate body is also in the complexion of monsoon cloud. Meghashyamala. Okay. Then Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. So Mukunda, you appeared to destroy the bhara, the heaviness of this Prithvi, this earth. So the Lord descends for multiple reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya. So to reduce the burden of this earth, Krishna appears. He protects the virtuous and he punishes the vicious. Okay, that's the simple meaning of this shloka. Next, third. Naham vande tava charanayordvandva heto. Kumbhipakam gurumapi hare narakam napanetum. Ramya Rama mrudutanulaka nandane napirantum. Bhave bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam. Naham vande tava charanayor dvandva madvandva heto. So here Kulashekar Alvar is praying that I may recite the line once again to explain it. So he says, I pray to your lotus feet, not for any material boons, but for pure devotional service. Now he's offering prayers. In the first prayer he said, my dear Lord, I aspire to always glorify you daily, right? Pratidinam alapinam pratidinam kuruma mukunda. He said that. And after that, in the second prayer, he said, Jayato Devo Devaki Nandanoyo. So, yeah, Devaki Nandana, he just basically described certain qualities and activities of the Lord. Now, he is saying that, my dear Lord, I am praying daily. But what is the purpose of my prayer? No material agenda behind my prayer. I am not doing Sakama Bhakti. I am doing Shuddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, Nishkinchana Bhakti, Akinchana Bhakti, Avyabhicharani Bhakti. Pure devotional service I am doing. In pure devotional service, you don't want any material boons from the Lord. Naham vande tava charanayor dvandva madvandva heto. I am worshipping your lotus feet not to get relieved from the material miseries, not to get relieved from the material dualities. Dvandvam advandva heto. Dvandva means dualities. Yesterday we were discussing, right? 3 levels of dualities. What are they?
Body,
On the level of body, Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Mana Apman. Sita and Ushna, heat and cold, are on bodily level. Sukha and Dukkha, happiness and distress, are on mental level. Man Apman, honor and dishonor, are on ego level. Dvandvam Advandva Hetu, we are constantly being tormented by these dvandvas, dualities. And sometimes some devotees may pray, my dear Lord, please relieve me from these dvandvas. But Kulashekar Alvar is saying that I am not praying to you, my dear Lord, not to relieve me from these dualities. I don't mind. If somebody praises me, I don't mind. If someone criticizes me, I can tolerate it, not an issue. Right? You have already given the formula 2.14. Tam stitikshasva bharata. The devotee doesn't pray to the Lord to relieve oneself from difficulties or dualities. He prays to the Lord that whatever may be the circumstances, let me surrender unto you. Okay. I may face so many dualities in this world, but let my devotion towards you not be slackened by those dualities. That's the prayer. Naham vande tava charanayor dvandva madvandva heto kumbhipakam gurumapi hare narakam napanetum. I don't even pray to you, my dear Lord, to relieve me from kumbhipaka hell. When somebody commits sinful activities, he may go to hellish planets. So one hellish planet is Kumbhipaka. Kumbhipaka means
A sinful person is given a specific body that is called Yatana Deha, and he is fried in boiling oil. Right? Just like we fry mirchi bhaji, puri, right? So like that, he is fried like that. Although he is being fried like that, he will not die. The body is designed like that, right? So body is designed in such a way that there is no death, but there is pain. Fine. So kumbhipakam gurumapi hare narakam napanetum. Krishna, I am not praying to you to relieve me from hellish punishments. Right? It's okay. If you expect me to go to hell, I'll go. Okay, but I'm not praying to you for that. Ramya Rama Mruduta Nulata Nandane Napirantum. And I'm not even praying to you for the association of beautiful forms of the opposite gender. Sometimes there's an aspiration for a person to get a very good wife or husband, and they want to enjoy sense gratification sometimes, right? I'm not praying to you for that. My purpose of prayer is not to enjoy sense gratification. Then what do you want? You don't want sense gratification? You don't want liberation? You don't want relief from hell? What do you want? Bhave bhave hridaya bhavane bhavaye yam bhavantam. May I always remember you life after life. Bhave bhave. Even if I take birth again and again in this material world, let me not forget you. Let me always remember you. Let me have bhava unto you within the core of my heart. I don't aspire for release from this cycle of birth and death. This is the prayer. Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed to die within 7 days. And he retired from his kingdom. And he saw the curse as a blessing in disguise. And he came on the bank of Ganga. And he surrendered to all the sages. And you know what he said? Punascha bhuyan bhagavatyanante ratihi prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yam upayami srishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijebhyah. He said, Punascha bhuyan bhagavatyanante ratihi. Krishna, I am not praying to you to relieve me from this material existence. I am not praying for liberation. If I have to take birth again in this material world, Punascha bhuyat, I need 3 things. 1, Bhagavatyanante ratihi. I want love for you. May I have rati for you. May I have attraction towards you. So, love for Krishna. Second, prasangascha tadashrayeshu. I want the association of devotees who have taken shelter of your lotus feet. First is love for Krishna. Second is association of devotees. What is the third one? Maitriyastu sarvatra namodvijebhya. He said, may I have loving friendships with all living beings. A devotee is called Ajata Shatru. An enemy is not born for a devotee. There are some people who may consider a devotee as an enemy, but devotee never considers anyone as an enemy. Therefore, devotee is Ajata Shatru. He wants loving relationships and friendships with everyone. He doesn't want to get into conflicts with others. He loves everyone. He's kind and compassionate to everyone. So that is the aspiration. Here also Kulashekar Alvar is saying that may I always remember you, your lotus feet alone, life after life, right? Life after life, I just want. It's something like Najanam, Nadhanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamaye. Mama Janmani Janmanishware, Bhavata Bhaktir Ahaituki Tvayi. Life after life, may I have Ahaituki Bhakti unto you. This is the aspiration of a pure devotee. Since gratification is not the ultimate aspiration of a devotee, entering heavenly planets or attaining liberation are not the ultimate aspirations of a devotee. Devotee wants to serve Krishna, remember Krishna, chant the names of Krishna. Next, some selected shlokas. Nashta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamopabhoge. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purvakarmanurupam. एतत् प्रार्थ्यं मम बहुमतं जन्म जन्मान्तरेऽपि तत्पादाम्भोरुहयुगगता निश्चला भक्तिरस्तु somewhat similar prayer, similar to the previous one. He said, Nashta dharme na vasu nichaye naiva kamopabhogi. I don't have any attachment to dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Let my dharma be nashta. Let me lose my attachment to dharma, not substandard dharma, not the ultimate paro dharma of surrendering to Krishna, but varna dharma is there, ashram dharma is there. There are so many secondary dharmas. The supreme dharma is to worship Krishna. Loving devotional service is the ultimate dharma, but there are some intermediate dharmas, smaller dharmas. I may lose them, no problem. General tendency of people is they perform dharma to get artha, money. And they use artha to fulfill kama, sense enjoyment. And when they are frustrated in kama, they think of moksha, right? Liberation. So this kind of dharma is not very exciting to devotees. Okay. He said, Nashta dharme na vasu nichaye naiva kamopa bhoge. I don't want dharma, I don't want kama. Okay. I don't want na vasu nichaye. I don't want to accumulate so much of wealth or enjoy sense gratification. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karma anurupam. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu. Whatever I deserve, may I get it. Okay. Krishna made a perfect arrangement that we receive whatever honor we deserve, whatever wealth we deserve, whatever happiness we deserve, whatever distress we deserve also. So, yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karma anurupam. Let me experience the results of my past activities. Purva karma anurupam. Let me just follow. So, I don't expect you to relieve me from any difficulties that I deserve to experience. So, and I don't expect you to give me so much of enjoyment which I don't deserve. Let me just experience whatever I deserve. Fine. So then what do you pray for? Yat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi. I have only one prayer. Yat prarthyam. I am praying for only one thing, my dear Lord. What is that? Janma janmantarepi. Even if I have to take birth again and again, no problem, but I want this one thing. What is that one thing? Tvat padambhoruhayugagata nischala bhaktirastu. It's a beautiful line. Tvat padambhoruhayugagata. Pada means feet. Ambhoruha. Ambha means water. Ambhoruha means that which is born out of water, which is lotus. Tvat padambhoruha means your divine lotus feet. Yuga means two feet, right? Gata nischala bhaktir astu. Let there be nischala, undeviated, unwavering, unflinching, unmotivated, uninterrupted devotion unto your lotus feet. This is the aspiration of a pure devotee. Nischala bhakti, akinchana bhakti, uttama bhakti, shuddha bhakti, nishkama bhakti. That's the aspiration. Next. There are simple expressions of devotion of Kulashekara Alvar. This is a very beautiful shloka that describes Krishna's form to be a lake. Karacharana saroje kantiman netramine Sramamushadhuja vichi vyakule gadhamarge Harisarasivagahya piyate jojalogham Bhavamaruparikhinaha kleshamadhyatyajami Karacharana saroje kantimannetramine. Yes. So, to simplify it, a very simple description. There is no specific aspiration that he is expressing here. He says, my dear Lord, your hands are like lotuses. Kara charana saroji. Kara is hand. Charana means feet. Saroji, they are like lotuses. Your hands and legs are like lotuses. Kantiman netramine. Netra are like Meena. Meena, you understand? Fish. Your eyes, beautiful eyes, are like fishes. Okay, they are moving restlessly. Karacharana saroje kantiman netramine. Shravamusha bhujavichi vyakule gadhamarge. He says that your whole body is like lake. Okay, in this lake, feet and hands are like lotuses, eyes are like fish, and entire body is bluish in color, right? So the lake's water, Krishna's body is compared to lake, and that lake's water, Shrama Mushi Bhuja Vichi. So the lake's water will relieve us from all shrama, means fatigue. So when somebody is little tired, he will enter a lake, he will swim. Shrama Musha Bhuja Vichi. Bhuja Vichi means you are moving your hands while you are swimming in the lake, right? So by the movement of your hands in that lake, you will naturally feel relieved from fatigue. Go back. Yeah. So, and its current flows deep, means the flow of this lake of Krishna goes deep into the heart. So that it creates a great impression on the heart. Then Hari Sarasi is the lake of Lord Hari. Vegahya piya tejo jalogham. By diving deep into the lake of Lord Hari and drinking freely the abundant waters of his splendor, the desert of material existence is dried up. Bhavamaru parikhinnaha kleshamadyatyajami. And somebody is walking in a desert which is so dry, which is so hot. And suddenly he sees a very beautiful lake that is filled with lotuses and fish would just jump into the lake and just have a nice swim and drink some water. He's relieved from fatigue, right? Similarly, this material world is like a desert. And Krishna's form, Krishna's name, Krishna's leelas are like that refreshing lake that relieves us from all fatigue, right? Basically, he says, oh, conditioned soul who is so tired and fatigued of struggling in this material existence, please take shelter of Krishna. That's the intent of this verse. Simple meaning. Okay, go ahead. We'll skip a few. It's very nice, but I'm little. Okay, go back. I think we'll decide. We'll take that one. No. Go to the next one. 11th one. Yeah. Bhavajaladhimagadham dustaram nistareyam. Kathamahamithi cheto masmaga kataratvam. Sarasija drishi deve taraki bhakti reka. Narakabhidi nishanna tarayishyas avasyam. Bhava jaladhim agadham. Here, in the previous shloka, he compared material existence to a dry desert. Now he's comparing material existence to a deep lake, right? Agadham, my God, this is too much. Ocean, not lake. Bhava jaladhim agadham dustaram nistareyam. This bhava, material existence, is agadham. Jaladhi is ocean. Jala means water. Jaladhi means that which contains water, which is ocean, any water body. Bhava jaladhim agadham. This material world is like a big ocean. And dustaram nistarayam, very, very difficult to cross this material ocean. Kathamahamiti cheto masmaka kataratvam. Oh mind, don't be bewildered. We understand the material existence is very fierce. But you should not feel very confused. You should not feel so scared or anxious because we have a solution to come out of this material existence. Okay, that is devotion unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Sarasija drishi deve taraki bhakti reka. Taraki bhakti reka means that which delivers you from this material ocean is eka bhakti only. One and only bhakti can deliver you from this material ocean. Please take shelter of it. Okay, and he says Naraka Bhidi Nishanna Tarayishyavasyam. So that Naraka Bhidi, that Lord who has killed Narakasur, will definitely relieve you from The pain of this material existence, not like. Okay. Next. We'll skip. Next. Go ahead. This is very good. But let's move ahead. There are many more exciting ones. Let's recite this. हे लोका शृणुत प्रसूति मरण व्याधे चिकित्साम् इमाम् योगज्ञा समुदाहरन्ति मुनयो यां यज्ञवल्क्यादय अन्तर्ज्योतिरमेयमेकममृतं कृष्णाख्यमापीयताम् तत्पीतं परमौषधं वितनुते निर्वाणमात्यन्तिकम् Again. हे लोका शृणुत प्रसूति मरण व्याधे चिकित्साम् इमाम् योगज्ञा समुदाहरन्ति मुनयो यां यज्ञवल्क्यादय अन्तर्ज्योतिरमेयमेकममृतं कृष्णाख्यमापीयताम् तत्पीतं परमौषधं वितनुते निर्वाणमात्यन्तिकम् Here he is saying, He lokaha sruduta prasuti marana vyadhes chikitsamimam. First line is describing the problem, our disease. Hey lokaha, oh people living in this world, please listen to me. You are in a problem. You are in a disease. You have contracted a disease. What is that? Prasuti marana. Prasuti means birth. Marana means death. Right? So prasuti marana is a vyadhi. It's a material disease. To get caught up in this cycle of birth and death, repeated cycle of birth and death, is a vyadhi, is a disease. There is a chikitsa. Chikitsa is treatment. There is a treatment for this. You are caught up in this disease of repeated cycle of birth and death, prasuti marana chakra. There is a chikitsa. There is a treatment for it. What is that? Yoga gnasamudaharanti munayo yam yajna valkyadaya. Yoga gnaha, great people who are experts in yoga, like Yajnavalkya and many other great sages, they have ascertained the medicine for it. They have prescribed the medicine. They have invented the medicine or discovered the medicine. So they have transmitted the formula for this medicine over generations. Please hear that. What is that? Antarjyotirabheyamekavamrutam Krishna khyama piyatam. So you just have to drink the medicine of Krishna. Krishna Akhyam, that medicine which is known as Krishna. It is the name of Krishna. Antarjyotirabheyamekam amrutam. The medicine is not coming from external source. The medicine is within you only. Antarjyotir, that Krishna is just glowing within your heart. Right? He stays within the hearts of every living being as Paramatma. He says, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. He says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattaha smritirjnanam apohanam cha. So Krishna stays within the hearts of all living beings. Antarjyotirameyamekam amrutam Krishnakhyam apiyatam. Krishnakhyam, you know who is that person who is glowing in your heart? That is Krishna. His name is Krishna. Please drink the nectar of Krishna's name. That's the medicine for your material disease. That's a chikitsa. That's a proper, appropriate, authentic treatment prescribed by great sages. Right? Tatpitam paramaushadham vitanute nirvanamatyantikam. When you drink this medicine, that will give you complete liberation. You don't have to encounter the disease again. And even after your disease is cured, you will continue to drink the medicine, because that medicine is nectar also. Right? So after you are done with the disease, you got fever, you are taking the medicine. your fever is cured, will you still take medicine?
No.
No, right? But this medicine you can take. Right? So Krishna medicine you can take. Even Bhagavatam says, the first canto, 10th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful shloka that says that Krishna Katha is like medicine that cures the material existence. And Krishna Katha acts as a medicine also and nectar also, right? So medicine cures, nectar gives you some happiness. But here is a medicine that cures the material disease and also gives you happiness, right? Generally, some medicines are very bitter to take, very difficult to take, especially if you take some Ayurveda medicines. There is some kadas. You have to boil it till it becomes half and then mix something and then sieve it. So it's little elaborate procedure. But this procedure to take this medicine is very easy. Anytime you can take. You can take this medicine anytime you want. And you can take whatever quantity you want. You can take whenever you want. Middle of the night you can take, not just morning, evening, before dinner, after dinner, right? Before breakfast, empty stomach. All these protocols and policies are not there. Take this medicine how much ever you want, whenever you want, and if before getting the disease, after getting the disease, after the disease is cured, you can take this medicine, right? So he says that Stotra manobhiramat निवृत्ततर्षैर उपगीयमानः भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तम श्लोक गुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. He says निवृत्ततर्षैर उपगीयमानात्, those who are completely devoid of their hankerings for material enjoyment, they glorify Krishna, they chant the holy names of Krishna. Bhavaushadhat Shrotra Manobhirama, that glories of Krishna, that name of Krishna is Bhava Aushadha. Here Chikitsa, treatment is mentioned, there Aushadha is mentioned. Bhavaushadhat Shrotra Mano Abhiramat. Bhagavatam is Shrotra Abhiramat because it is very pleasing to the ears with its sound, and Mana Abhiramat because it is very pleasing to the heart with its meaning. So Bhagavatam in holy name is pleasing to the ears with the sound and pleasing to the heart with the meaning, right? So what other medicine can you get? And future, after some time, in the later shlokas, Kulashekar Alvar uses the word Aushadha 8 times in one shloka, prescribing Krishna Katha as the real medicine. Okay. Anyways, you got this medicine. Right? You got this shloka. Next. I'm restricting to cover more shlokas. I'm restricting the explanations and cross references. Okay, this is another exciting shloka, again about holy name only. He martyah paramam hitam shrunutavo vakshyami sankshepatah.
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 Samsararnavamapa durmi bahulam samyak pravishya sthitah. Nana gnanamapasya chetasi namo narayanayetyamum. Mantram sa pranavam pranama sahitam pravartayedham.
Mantram sa pranavam pranama sahitam pravartayedham.
He amartyaha paramam hitam shrunatavo. O martya, O human being, paramam hitam shrunatavo. I'm going to tell you something which is very beneficial. Paramam hitam means supremely beneficial. Shrunatavo, hear carefully. Listen attentively. Don't sleep. What is that? Samsararnavamapa durmi bahulam samyak pravishya sthitah. You have entered so deep into the material ocean that has waves of material miseries. Samsara arnavam. Arnava is ocean. This material world is like an ocean. Apadurmi bahulam. Urmi means this waves. Apad means so many difficulties. All the waves of this ocean are compared to the difficulties that we experience here. Bahulam, so many are there, not just one flavor of difficulties. There are multiple flavors of difficulties. Samsararnava mapa durvi bahulam samyak pravishya sthitaha. You have entered so deeply. Pravishya, you have entered so deeply into this ocean. What will happen if somebody who doesn't know swimming is dropped in an ocean? He cannot survive in a swimming pool only. What will he survive in material ocean? So even if he's an expert swimmer, how much time he will take to come on the shore? He can't see the shore anywhere. How many kilometers? He's in the middle of Pacific Ocean. He's searching for an island. He's searching where is the Bay Area, where is the Silicon Valley. So he's searching, but he cannot, right? And on top of it, so many sharks are attacking him. He doesn't know swimming. He is trying to swim, and he doesn't know where is the shore. He doesn't know which direction he has to swim to reach the shore, and some sharks are attacking him. That is our condition. It seems very dangerous to hear that person's condition. And please understand that is we are that person, right? So we are like that. So what is the solution? Nana gnanamapasya chetasi namo narayana. Keep aside all your speculation and concoction, all your knowledge to get out of this material ocean. There's only one way. I know that. You don't know. He says, Nana gnanamapasya. Keep aside all your knowledge to come out of this material ocean. I'll give you the solution. What is that? Namo Narayana Yeti. Just chant the name of Narayana. Namo Narayana. Namo Narayana. Mantram. Chant this mantra. Sap pranavam. Add Om there. That is Om Namo Narayana. So this is Kulashekara Alvar. Pranama Sahitam. Offer Dandavat also. Pravarta Yedhvam Muhu. Do it constantly. Repeatedly you keep doing it. Basically, he is saying that chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. That's the solution for your situation in this material world. Clear? So this is the greatness of the holy name. And there are many more slokas that glorify the holy name. In Padyavali, there is one sloka. Yoga Shruti Papatti Nirjanavana Dhyanadbhasam Bhavita Swarajyam Pratipadya Nirbhayavami Mukta Bhavantu Dvijaha Asmakam tu kadamba kunja kuhara pronmiladindivara Shreyani Shyamala Dhama Nama Jushatam Janmastu Lakshavadhi. There are so many people who may try to get out of this material existence by doing yoga. Yoga Shrutyupapatti Nirjanavana. They will perform yoga, and Nirjanavana, they go to some solitary forests. Nirjana means there is no jan. So here also I see not many people around outside. Nirjanavana is there around us. Nirjanavana. So they may go there to solitary forest and do some yoga, meditation. Dhyana dhasambhavita. They get absorbed in meditation. Swarajyam pratipadya nirbhayavami mukta bhavantu dvija. Let them attain their desires. Mukta, let them even become liberated also. I have no problem. Right? They may imagine themselves to be liberated by doing some meditation in solitary forests. They may get liberated also, but I have a better way to attain happiness. I will attain something which is beyond liberation also. What is that? Asmakam tu kadamba kunja kuhara pronmiladindivara Shreni Shyamala Dhama Nama Jushatam Janmastu Lakshavadhi. I have the opportunity and privilege and fortune of chanting the holy name of Krishna. And Krishna is very described so beautifully here. Kadamba Kunja Kuhara Pronmila Dindivara. Just imagine a nice Kadamba forest. You know Kadamba? Kadamba flowers are round like balls, laddus. Okay, and there is yellow pollen coming out, very shining yellow pollen. So imagine a Kadamba tree forest, and the Kadamba pollen is falling in a lake in that forest. There's a nice lake, bluish lake. Around that, there are so many Kadamba grooves, and the Kadamba pollen is falling on this lake. And in the lake, there are so many beautiful, freshly blossomed blue lotuses. Right? Pronmiladindivara. Indivara. Blue lotuses are blooming there. And Kadamba pollen is falling all around. Blue, yellow. That resembles Krishna, right? So he is bluish boy with yellow dhoti. So that Lord whose beauty defeats the scene of Kadamba pollen falling in a lake filled with blue lotuses, I will chant the name of that Lord. Why do I need anything else? Right? So Janmastu Lakshavadhi. I don't need hundreds and lakhs of benedictions. Laksha is 1 lakh. Lakhs of benedictions are of no use to me, are of no relevance to me. He says. That's the degree to which holy name of Krishna can give us happiness. And that's the solution for this material existence. That's why we often say, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, Kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyatha. Okay, let's go ahead. Next. Another beautiful shloka. नाथेन पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकाधिके चेतसा सेव्ये स्वस्य पदस्य दातरिपरे नारायणे तिष्ठति यं कञ्चित् पुरुषाधमं कतिपया ग्रामेशमल्पार्थदम् सेवायै मृगयामहे नरमहो मूढावराका वयम् Again. नाथेन पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकाधिके चेतसाम् सेव्ये स्वस्य पदस्य दातरिपरे नारायणे तिष्ठति यं कञ्चित् पुरुषाधमं कतिपया ग्रामेशमल्पार्थदम् सेवायै मृगयामहे नरमहो मूढावराका वयम् saying नाथेन पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकाधिके चेतसा. Simple. Nathena. That Lord Krishna is the master. Nathena. Our master. Our master. Nathena. Purushottama is the best of all people. Trijagatam. He is the master of all the three worlds. Ekadhipe. He is the one and only Adhipa, controller, master, king, ruler of all the three worlds. Nathena Purushottame Trijagatam Ekadhipe Chetasa. Chetasa. Very important word. You understood the position of the Lord in the first line? He is the Natha of all the three Jagats. He is our Natha. He is the Lord of all the three worlds. That's clear, right? Chetasa Sevye. Sevye means to serve the Lord. Sevye Padasya Data Ripare Narayane Tishtati. If you render the Lord, you know what will he do? Swasya Padasya. He will give his own position, his own planet. Right? Sevye means if you render service to the Lord, Swasya Padasya, he will give his own pada, his own position. Basically, he will take us to spiritual world. Data Ripare, he is the greatest Data. Who can give more charity than Krishna? Sevye Swasya Padasya Data Ripare Narayane Tishtati. The place, the abode where Narayana is situated, Narayana is staying, that same abode, that same pada he will give you. If you do seva. What kind of seva? Should I do elaborate sevas? No, simple. Chetasa sevi. Chetasa means within the mind. Even if you render service to the Lord inside your mind also, he will give you his position. He will give you the position of position in Vaikuntha. What if you physically serve? Actually serve. Even if you think of rendering service to the Lord, even if you serve the Lord within your mind also, Krishna is so kind that he will give his own abode to you. Is it clear? Huh? Yam kanchit purushadhamam katipaya grameshamalparthadam. If this is the mercy that I can get from Supreme Lord Krishna, why am I serving Gramadhipi? Gramesha means small landlords who are bosses of some small villages. Gramesham is not Jagadisha, is Gramesha. Grama is a small village. Isham is the master. Then is a Tahsildar, or the Taluka head, Gram Panchayat, Sarpanch. So why am I serving them? Yam Kanchit Purushadhamam. You see, the Lord is described as Purushottama in the first line. And these people are described as Purushadham in the third line. Where is Purushadhama? Where is Purushottama? There is Uttama and there Adhama. Yam kanchit purushadhamam katipaya gramesham alparthatam. Alpa artha, minimal payment for little bit of salary. Am I getting into too much Sanskrit? Is it okay? Shall I speak? So alparthadam means for minimal payment and minimal salary for little bit of sense gratification. I am serving so many temporary masters who are merely some bosses of few villages. That's all. Leaving the Supreme Lord. Sevayai mrgayamahena ramaho mudha varaka vayam. He's doing some self-condemnation. I am so fallen, I am so ignorant. Or some people are so ignorant, some lowly people are so ignorant that they serve some bosses of this material world for some meager rewards. So what foolish people they are, giving up the Lord. If you serve the Lord, even in your mind, He will give you His abode. He will take you to Vaikuntha. You want a proof? Okay, there's a story. Once there was a small Brahmana. Too much of philosophy, right? Let me speak some story also. So there's a Brahmana in Pratishtanpur. This story comes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. Okay, so this Brahmana wanted to serve the Lord nicely, but somehow he did not have the means. Very poor Brahmana, he doesn't have money also. So one day he went for a satsang program. There the Kathakar, the speaker, is saying that if you cannot physically serve the Lord, you can render services to the Lord within your mind. Close your eyes, meditate on offering some garland to the Lord. You don't have means to make a nice garland of multiple flowers, red, maroon, white, yellow flowers and offer to the Lord? No problem. Make a garland in your mind. You put 10 colors. Why only 3 colors? You put 15 colors and make a garland and offer it to the Lord. You make a garland of 10 feet long. Why only 2-3 feet long? Right? You put golden flowers. You put diamonds inside. So you close your eyes. It's very inexpensive way of rendering service to the Lord. Right? Do that. So he heard it. He got some ideas. Oh, it's a wonderful idea. He went back. He's a very poor person. He sat on the bank of some river and he closed his eyes. And he went to Ganga river with a golden pot, entered the river, picked up some, filled the pot with so much of Ganga water and then brought it on the shore. Then he went all the way to Yamuna river. With golden pot, he filled water of Yamuna and he went all the way to his worship place and camped there. Then again he closed his eyes and he went all the way to Narmada, Godavari, Sindhu, Kaveri. It's not that he is actually going. In his meditation, he's going to these rivers, right? He's not just chanting Gange Chimane Chiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jale. You could do that also, but he's in his meditation. No kaccha, right? You don't have to book a ticket. You don't need to travel in bus or anything like that. Within the mind, he's traveling personally to Ganga river and filling the pot with water and then bringing. Like that, he brought auspicious waters from all auspicious rivers. Then he made a nice altar. He made the deity of Lakshmi Narayana sit on the altar. And he started massaging the Lord's body with some fragrant oils, expensive oils in the mind. Okay. And he started bathing the Lord, Abhishek of the Lord with all this water from different holy rivers. Then he also bathed the Lord with honey, with sugar water, with cow milk and curd and sugar water, many things. And he was also nicely wiping the Lord and offering dresses to the Lord, very expensive silk dresses and beautiful ornaments to the Lord. And also he started cooking and offering chapan bhog to the Lord, very elaborate food items to the Lord. Like that, he closed his eyes and is meditating on offering all these services to the Lord. Like that, few months passed. One day, in his meditation, he wanted to offer some sweet rice to the Lord. He got rice, he got milk, he got sugar, he got ghee, and he was just cooking. And after some time, half an hour, it nicely was boiled, and he after he kept it at some place so that it can become cool down, so that he can make an offering to the Lord. After a while, he thought, let me check if the uh, sweet rice has become cool so that I can offer to the Lord. He touched the sweet rice. It is still hot and his hand got burnt. Not in meditation, in reality. He made the sweet rice within his meditation. It is hot in the meditation, and he touched it in the meditation, in his imagination, and his hand got really burnt. And he just opened his eyes, his meditation broke, and he was just doing like this. And Lord Narayana in Vaikuntha was smiling there. And his smile became laughing. And Lakshmi said, why are you laughing? Did he crack any joke or what? So, did someone do comedy here? Any Vishnu Parshadas here? Why are you laughing? Then Narayana said, no, I will tell you later. And he called some Vishnu Parshadas, come here. He called some couple of Vishnu Dutas and said, there is a Brahmana in Pratishtanpur. He's sitting there and worshipping me. In his meditation, you will not find any worship paraphernalia or deity there. He is sitting there and closing his eyes. Don't think that he's sleeping. He is meditating on me. So you go and get him here. And these people were Vishnu Parshadas. The Vishnu Dutas came in an airplane. They descended in an airplane and came to this person, Pratishtanpur Brahmana. And Brahmana saw the effulgent airplane, effulgent Vishnu Dutas. And this is not dream, by the way. The airplane came in reality. Right? The offering was made in imagination, but the airplane came really. And Vishnu Dutas came really. So he was thinking that I may be imagining, but he's actually, it's truth. He's able to see them. Then this Vishnu Parshada said, Lord Vishnu is calling you, come. Calling me? Vishnu is calling me. Really? So he said, yes, he's very impressed with your worship. I never worshipped. I was only imagining. No, he told us to call you. You just come. Board the airplane. And he just boarded with all bewilderment and surprise and shock in his face. He just boarded the airplane. And the airplane within no time went to Vaikuntha. Sevye swasya padasya data ripare narayane tishtati. And chetasa sevye. So this Brahmana rendered service to the Lord within his mind, and the Lord has actually given him his own personal abode. And when he went to Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu looked at him, smiled, and the Brahmana was bewildered. Lakshmi Devi was there, Vishnu was there, so many Vishnu Dutas were there. Then Vishnu then started narrating the entire story of Pratishtanpur Brahmana to Lakshmi Devi. And Lakshmi Devi was also impressed. Then Vishnu told, you stay here only, you don't have to go back. No more imaginary service, do actual service in Vaikuntha. Right? So this is the Lord's mercy. Yes, go ahead. So the Lord is so merciful. Even if you think of rendering service to Him, He will bestow actual mercy to you. He will not think of giving you mercy. Right? You may serve Him in imagination, but He will not reciprocate with you in imagination. He will actually reciprocate with you. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. He is just, he has burnt his hand. Next. Yeah, there's another beautiful shloka. Let's move ahead. There are many more. Yat Krishna Pranipata. We discussed several times, right? We'll skip this. Next. Jihve Kirtaya. Okay. These are all very popular ones. Let's do this. This is very nice. You know Jihve Kirtaya, previous one? Some of you are familiar. That's why I'm skipping the popular ones. You know? Jihve Kirtaya. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's do that. Jihve Kirtaya Keshavam Muraripum चेतो भज श्रीधरम
जिह्वे कीर्तय केशवं मुररिपुं चेतो भज श्रीधरम्
पाणिद्वन्द्व समर्चयाच्युत कथाः श्रोत्रद्वयत्वं शृणु कृष्णं लोकयलोचनद्वय हरेर्गच्छाङ्घ्रियुग्मालयम् जिघ्रघ्राणमुकुन्दपादतुलसीं मूर्धन्यमाधोक्षजम् This shloka has a very simple and straightforward meaning. Jihve kirtaya. With your tongue, glorify Krishna. Clear? Keshavam muraripum. Jihve kirtaya Keshavam means you use your tongue to glorify the Lord. Muraripum cheto bhaja. With your mind, you worship the Lord within your mind. Or use your mind to think of the Lord. Sridharam panidvandva samarchaya. Panidvandva means two hands. With your two hands, you worship the Lord. Samarchaya. Very nicely you worship the Lord. Then Shaputradvayatvam Shrunu Achyuta Katha. Achyuta Katha means the glories of Lord Achyuta. Shratradvayam means your 2 ears. Utilize your 2 ears to hear Hari Katha. That's the meaning. Then Krishnam Lokaya Lochanadvaya Harer Gachanghri Yugmalayam. With your 2 eyes, see the beautiful form of Krishna. Gachanghri Yugmalayam. With your 2 legs, you travel to holy places. Alayam, temples of the Lord. Jighra Ghrana Mukunda Pada Tulasim. With your nostrils, you smell the tulasi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Murdhannam Adhokshajam. You offer obeisances to the Lord with your head. Bow down in front of the Lord. Clear? Very simple. Easier said than done. But meaning is clear. Yes. Okay, anyways, we did this. We will do previous shloka also. Go back. Huh? 10 more minutes, okay. Then go ahead. I will skip this also. Okay, this is very simple. Let's discuss this. Nathe dhatari bhogi bhoga shayane narayane madhave.
Nathe dhatari bhogi bhoga shayane narayane madhave.
Deve devaki nandane suravare chakrayudhe sangini.
Deve devaki nandane suravare chakrayudhe sangini.
लीला शेष जगत प्रपंच जठरे विश्वेश्वरे श्रीधरे.
लीला शेष जगत प्रपंच जठरे विश्वेश्वरे श्रीधरे.
गोविंदे कुरु चित्त वृत्ति मचलाम अन्यैस्तु किं वर्तनैः.
गोविंदे कुरु चित्त वृत्ति मचलाम अन्यैस्तु किं वर्तनैः.
नाथे धातरि भोगी भोग शयने. Is our Natha. He's our Dhata, he's our creator, he's our master, he's our everything. Right? Bhogi Bhoga Shayane. He sleeps on this snake bed. Narayane Madhave Deve Devaki Nandane Suravare Chakrayudhe Sangini. Understood? Very simple. Okay. So Deve, the Supreme Lord, God of all gods. Devaki Nandane, son of Devaki Mata. Suravare, best of all devatas, superior to all devatas. Chakrayudhe Sangini. He has Sudarshan Chakra as one weapon and Sanga Dhanva, means Saranga bow as another weapon. Leela Shesha Jagat Prapancha Jathare Vishweshware Sridhare. Leela Ashesha. He performs unlimited pastimes. Ashesha. Jagat Prapancha Jathare. Entire universe is there in his jathara, in his belly. Right? Vishweshware, he is the master of entire universe. Sridhare, he holds Shri, Lakshmi on his chest. Govinde kuru chitta vritti machalam anyaistu kim vartanaihi. Oh Govinda, can you please do one help to me? Make my mind concentrate on you. Let my chitta vritti be focused on you. Anyaistu kim vartanaihi. Don't allow it to go in 100 different directions. Let me be anyabhilashya sunya. That may be Ananyas Chintayanto. Next. Next. Oh, this is same. Some pictures in connection to all this. Oh, this is interesting. No. If we go into that, all 10 minutes will go into the one shloka, lamba shloka only. Next. Okay, go ahead. Very simple. Namami Narayana Pada Pankajam. Kanomi Narayana Pujanam Sada. Vadami Narayana Nama Nirmalam. Smarami Narayana Tattvam Avyayam. Namami Narayana. Nama Pada Pankajam, offer obeisances to the lotus feet of Narayana. Narayana Pujanam Sada, offer puja to Krishna's lotus feet. Vadami Narayana Nama Nirmalam, chant the uncontaminated, pure holy name of Narayana. Smarami Narayana Tattvam Avyayam, you meditate on the Tattva, the philosophy of the Supreme Lord, which is Avyayam, inexhaustible. Next. Srinath Narayana Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Bhakta Priya Chakrapane. Sri Padmanabha Chuta Kaitavare. Sri Rama Padmaksha Hare Murare. Go ahead. Self-understood. Prabhu's name came. Ananta Vaikuntha Mukunda Krishna. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Bhaktam Samarthopi Navakti Kaschet. Aho Jananam Yasanabhimukhyam. Homework. I think this we did right recently, Bhakta Paya. Let's recite and move ahead. Bhakta Paya Bhujanga Garudamani Trailokya Rakshamani. Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudramani. Yakantamani Rukmani Dhanakucha Dvandvaika Bhushamani. Shreyo Deva Shikhamani Dishatuno Gopala Chudamani. Next. Shatruchhedaika mantram Sakalam Upanishadvakya Sampurja mantram. Samsarochheda mantram Samuchita Tamasaha Sangha Niryana mantram. Sarvaishwaryaika mantram Vyasana Bhujaga Sandashta Santrana mantram. Jihve Sri Krishna mantram Japa Japa Satatam Janma Safalya mantram. We discussed it before. Next. Vyamoha prashamaushadham munimano vritti pravrityaushadham. Daityendrartika raushadham tribhuvane sanjeevanaikaushadham. भक्तात्यन्तहितौषधं भवभय प्रध्वंसनैकौषधम् श्रेयः प्राप्तिकरौषधं पिबमन श्रीकृष्ण दिव्यौषधम् We'll discuss only small shlokas. Next. Another popular shloka. Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaj Panjarantam Adyaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsa Prana prayana samaye kapavata pittaihi Kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam kutaste Next. We'll go till end. Chetaschintaya kirtaya swarasane namri bhavatvam shiro Hasta vanjali samputam rachayatam Vandasva dirgham vapu Atman samshraya pundarika nayanam Nagachalendra sthitam Dhanyam punyatamam tadeva paramam Daivam hi satsiddhaye This is somewhat similar to Jihve Kirtaya, where you engage all your senses in various services of Krishna. Next. Next. Okay, next. Idam Sharim also very important. Next. I think let's do this very small. Yes. आश्चर्यमेतद्धि मनुष्यलोके सुधां परित्यज्य विषं पिबन्ति नामानि नारायण गोचराणि त्यक्त्वान्यवाचः कुहकः पठन्ति Very simple meaning. Ashcharyam-etadhi manushya-loke. It's extremely surprising, astonishing, bewildering to see people in this material world. What are they doing? Sudham parityajya visham pibanti. They are giving up nectar of Krishna's name and drinking alcohol, drinking visham, poison. Namani Narayana Gocharani. By chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord Narayana, you will see the Lord. But they have given up tyaktva anyavachaha, giving up the holy name of the Lord. They are catching hold of so many other vibrations. Right? Kuhakaha patanti. They are cheating themselves. Next. Next. Many other things are there. Next. Next. We'll end with holy name. Chittam naiva nivartate. We did this recently? No? Okay. Chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi Sri Krishna Padambujan.
Chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi Sri Krishna Padambujan.
Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana Grihnantu bhunchantu va.
Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana Grihnantu bhunchantu va.
Durvadam parighosayantu manuja vamshe kalankostu va.
Durvadam parighosayantu manuja vamshe kalankostu va.
Tadrit prema dharanuraga madhuna Mattayamanam tume.
Tadrit prema dharanuraga madhuna Mattayamanam tume.
Chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi. Let my chitta, let my mind not get deviated from the thought of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, even one moment. Sri Krishna Padambujan. Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana grihnantu munchantu va. When we chant the holy names of Krishna and we take to the path of bhakti, even our own relatives will do ninda. Anyone has any experience here? Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana. Even our own teachers or elders or relatives will keep on criticizing us. Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana grihnantu munchantu va. Let them accept me or reject me, no problem. Sorry. He says, Durvadam parighosayantu manuja vamshe kalankostu va. Durvada means gossip. Let common people gossip about me that I am bringing great infamy to my dynasty. As if it is Chandravamsha or Surya Vamsha. So let people gossip about me, no issue. Tadrik prema dharanu raga madhuna ayamanam to me. But I will not leave Krishna because I am already intoxicated. I am intoxicated with the prema of Krishna. Tadrik prema dhara anuraga madhuna. So that madhu I drank, that Krishna's affection is like madhu, is like an intoxicant, is like amrit. When you drink it, you get addicted to it, you become oblivious to everything else. So even in sadhaka stage also, we receive Krishna's affection. We can perceive. Anyone here who doesn't have any experience of receiving Krishna's mercy in some form or the other? Everyone received to some degree at least, right? His mercy is there. So when we stick to that mercy, when we note down, Krishna, thank you so much for showing this mercy. You have given me access to holy name. You have given me access to devotees. You have given me access to deities, dhams, so many things, so many spiritual privileges you have given me. Although I am unqualified, so I am not leaving you. I'm not going to leave this path of bhakti. Right? Next. Krishna Rakshata. Next. We discussed it sometime back. Hey Gopalaka, very simple. Hey Gopalaka, hey Kripa Jalanidhe, hey Sindhu Kanyapate.
Hey Gopala, hey Kripa Jalanidhe, hey Sindhu Kanyapate.
Hey Kamsantaka, hey Gajendra Karuna, Pariyana hey Madhava.
Hey Kamsantaka, hey Gajendra Karuna, Pariyana hey Madhava.
Hey Ramanuja, hey Jagatraya Guru, hey Pundari Kakshama.
Hey Ramanuja, hey Jagatraya Guru, hey Pundari Kakshama.
Hey Gopi Jananatha Palaya Param, Janami Natvam Vina.
Hey Gopi Jananatha Palaya Param, Janami Natvam Vina.
Hey Gopalaka, Krishna. Hey Kripa Jalanidhe, ocean of compassion. Hey Sindhu Kanyapate, who is Sindhu Kanya? Lakshmi Devi, the daughter of ocean. She came out of the churning of milk ocean. Hey Sindhu Kanyapate, you are the master of Lakshmi. Hey Kamsantaka, hey Gajendra Karuna. Kamsantaka, you killed Kamsan. Gajendra Karuna, you delivered Gajendra also. Pariyana, hey Madhava, show some mercy on us also. Oh Madhava. Hey Rama Anuja, hey Jagatraya Guru. Rama Anuja, you are the younger brother of Balram. Jagatraya Guru, Krishna Mundi Jagat Guru. Right? Hey Pundari Kakshamam, oh lotus-eyed Lord. Hey Gopi Jananatha Palaya Param, Janami Natvam Vina. I don't know any other shelter other than you. Who am I? Gopi Bhartaho Patakamalayo Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa. That's my identity. Please take care of me. Next. Yeah, go ahead. Next. 3-1. Next. Yeah, anything. Next. The nice ones we can recite and move ahead. Okay, still go ahead. This is nice. We'll discuss this. One of my favorite sloka about holy name. We should conclude with holy name. Alam alam alameka praninam patakanam. Nirasana vishayeya Krishna Krishneti Vani.
Krishna Krishneti Vani.
Yadi bhavati mukunde bhakti Bhaktirananda Sandra Karatala Kalita Sa Moksha Samrajya Lakshmi. Here he is saying Alam Alam Alamika Praninam Patakanam. Okay, so there are so many living beings who hold great baggage of sinful reactions. Patakana, prani means living beings. Pataka means so many sinful reactions. Nirasana Vishayeya Krishna Krishneti Vani. This Vani, this sound vibration, Krishna, Krishna, it is sufficient to drive away the sins of all living beings. 100% sure. Okay. And it's not the only result of chanting holy name of Krishna. Eradication of sinful reactions is not the only benefit of chanting Krishna's name. There's something more. That is, Yadi Bhavati Mukunde Bhaktirananda Sandra. When you chant the holy name of Krishna, then you will develop devotional service, devotion unto Krishna, right? And you will be immersed in an ocean of condensed devotion. Bhaktir Ananda Sandra means condensed ocean of bliss that comes by performing bhakti. Yadi bhavati mukunde bhaktirananda sandra. If you are immersing yourself in the condensed bliss ocean of bhakti, then entire liberation, the kingdom of liberation will come into your, what is that, mutti, right? It comes into your hands, into your fist, right? Karatala Kalita Sa Moksha Samrajya Lakshmi. Moksha Samrajya Lakshmi. The Samrajya, the kingdom of liberation is there. Whatever opulence is there will just come into your hands. It's insignificant. We don't want moksha anyways. We are into Bhaktir Ananda Sandra. So Krishna's pastimes will immerse us into Bhaktir Ananda Sandra. Krishna's name will immerse us into a condensed ocean of Bhakti bliss. He says, right. Iti driksvalila bhirananda kunde svaghosham nimajantam akrapayantam tadiye shikagneshu bhaktajitvatvam puna premadastam shraddhavriti vande. Iti driksvalila bhir ananda kunde. By performing several pastimes like Damodar Leela, what is Krishna doing? He's immersing all his devotees in pools of ecstasy. Ananda Kunde Swaghosham Nimajjantam. You see Nimajjan? So, where is he immersing us? Ananda Kunde in pools of bliss. Right? So, there is no other happiness compared to the happiness of chanting holy names or hearing Krishna's pastimes. Right? Next. Yeah, I think done. We have discussed some key shlokas of Mukundmala. Definitely we cannot complete in 1 hour. 53 shlokas are there. We have 1 hour, means 1 minute 1 shloka. Not possible. I think we elaborately discussed some around 10 shlokas. Let's be satisfied with this. And let's not be satisfied with this also. So we should be satisfied in the sense that we discussed Harikatha that brings complete satisfaction to the heart. We are not satisfied in the sense that we want to discuss more. So therefore, a devotee is simultaneously satisfied and not satisfied by discussing Harikatha. There is Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha, and also Konama Trupyed Rasavit Kathayam Mahattamaikananta Parayanasya. Tell me, who will be satisfied by hearing Krishna Katha? Nobody will be satisfied because they are left with hankering for more and more. So they want to hear more and more and more. No satiation. No, satiation is the right word. Okay, thank you very much for your attentive hearing. Sorry for rushing. That's the time which is available for us. Mukunda Stotra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? Reflections? Yes, Prabhu.
Alwar is from the Shri, is connected to Shri Parampara, right? There, Lakshmi Narayan worship is more prominent, but in many shlokas it talks
Krishna,
about Govinda, Damodara.
Mm.
So how is that like? Because in Shri Parampara it's mostly they don't know about Radha. Of course, Radharani is not in the shlokas, but so how did he get the
Actually, one thing that is common in all paramparas is chanting the holy names of the Lord. And they may chant Om Namo Narayana, and other sampradaya will chant Hare Krishna, and some others say Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Some say something else, something else. Basically, chanting the holy name of the Lord, Harinam, is there as an integral part of every bona fide Vaishnava sampradaya. He's saying Chaturth Chedeka Mantram, Krishna Mantram. He is glorifying Krishna Mantra so much. So many times Krishna, Krishna, Krishna is coming, Govinda, Madhusuda, Madhava, Damodara. Apart from Narayana also, Mukunda also. So the Lord has multiple names. We also chant all these names. But Bhagavatam has Narayana's glorification, Ajamil. Whenever it's a holy name seminar, Ajamil has to come there. And he chanted Narayana. So the principle of chanting the holy name of the Lord is there across all bona fide Vaishnava sampradayas. So, and the Lord has unlimited names. Different devotees have different favorite names. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
You search on the internet, there are PDF files that has only 34 verses, but our ISKCON verse has 53. So I don't know what's the difference there.
I don't know. I never knew that there's 34 verses.
Only 34.
But this publication,
this is 53.
UBT, that's what I referred to.
Yeah, and if you look at the Sri Vaishnava verse, there's only 34.
And some of these shlokas come in other places also. This He Gopalaka, He Kripa Jalanidhi, and few shlokas. I remember seeing them in Punjabi also. It's a collection of multiple nectar verses, right, by Rupa Goswami.
33 is also part of the Bhagavad.
Which one?
33.
What is the 33rd shloka? I don't know. I don't remember what is the shloka. No. Quoted in Bhagavatam, commentary, purport. May not be part of Bhagavatam. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
So,
Venture.
so we talked about Chetasa. We can do it in the mind itself.
Mind.
But some like you can't just say I'll do my rounds in my mind.
Yes,
Or I'll
exactly.
Before I go to physical or read Bhagavad
In the mind.
Give Bhagavad Gita class and don't show up to Bhagavad Gita. Be like, I'll do Arti in the mind and not show up for Arti.
Yes.
Like, what can be done in the mind? What should? What's the difference?
Yeah.
When should we externally done?
I thought it's obviously understood, but I need to clarify it. So when you have an opportunity to do it physically, you should do it. When you don't have opportunity, at least do it in the mind. And that poor Brahmana who served the Lord in the mind, he did not have any resources or manpower or money or wealth to do it. Therefore, he did it in mind. For example, Vasudeva, he got this Krishna as his child. Eighth child of Devaki is Krishna, and Krishna was born in prison cell of Kamsa. And Vasudeva did not have an opportunity to celebrate Krishna's birthday and give charity to Brahmanas. He closed his eyes and he offered millions of cows in charity to Brahmanas in the mind. So, in the when there is no possibility and it's difficult to execute some limb of bhakti physically, you can do it in the mind.
We shouldn't use that as like an excuse.
Definitely not. You can definitely not say, I'll chant in the mind, I'll eat in the mind. You eat in the mind and you chant in the mind. Every day you take all 3 meals in the mind, pizza, burger and all that. Then you can chant in the mind also.
When you are not able to offer prasadam, you actually just say it in the mind.
Mental offer.
Mental offering.
Haridas Thakur also chanted in mind.
Yeah.
But Prabhu,
Chanting in the mind is bona fide, but rest is. Yeah, you can chant off beats in the mind, but on beats you have 16 quota, you should do on the beats only. Extra round you chant in the mind. 16 round you chant on the beats.
so
Yes, Prabhu.
sometimes it is said Smartavya Sadatam Vishnu. Vismartavyo na jatuchit, sarve viti nishedyasu, etayoreva kinkara. All rules and regulations are subservient to this principle. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna. That is the highest principle. So how can we say that worship in mind is a lower form of worship? Because it is actually.
We never said it's a lower form.
No, I mean I'm saying that that's the, because sometimes you may be doing physically, but your mind is not there. Like sometimes you sing Gaura Arti, but your mind is somewhere else. You don't even know what is going on the bank of Ganga, how Gauranga Mahaprabhu is being worshipped. Nothing is there. So I'm saying if we are where our mind is, right? So ultimately, physically we can be there in the temple, but our mind may not be there.
Anyways, now that you brought out this point, let me quote Bhagavad Gita and take few minutes to explain this. In the Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, 8th shloka, Krishna says, Mayyeva vana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya. He says, you always think of me. And this mind thing, Krishna says many things, many places. Mayyavesha mano yemam. And ananyas chintayanto mam. Man mana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. First man mana comes, then madhyaji comes. Okay. So this performing devotional service to Krishna on the level of mind, with emotions, with feelings, that's the highest form of bhakti, technically called smaranatmika bhakti. Okay. If you can't do that, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, engage your intelligence in me. So using your intelligence to serve Krishna by planning for his service, by making all arrangements and analysis, that's on the level of intelligence, which is called mananatmika bhakti. Topmost is smaranatmika bhakti. If you can't do that, do mananatmika bhakti, Krishna says. And if you can't even do that, the next level Krishna says, he says, abhyasa rupa bhakti. You engage your senses in my devotional service. Okay. So 3 types. Serving Krishna in the mind, or always thinking of Krishna. Let's put it this way. Engaging your mind in Krishna, which is thinking of Krishna, smarana. And engaging your intelligence in Krishna by reading Shastra or whatever, analysis. So that is level of intelligence. And engaging our senses in Krishna service, that is the level of body, senses. Now of these 3, which is easier? 8 rounds of chanting. Prabhu, Ranchod Prabhu. 8 hours you have to chant. First option. Second, 8 hours you have to read Gita Bhagavatam or hear Harikatha. Third, 8 hours you have to do some practical service, maybe making garlands or worshipping the deity or decorating the altar or assisting in cooking. Out of these 3, which is most difficult? Japa. Which is much easier? Practical service, right? So at sadhaka level, absorbing mind in Krishna with feelings and emotions is very high, tall order. Engaging senses in Krishna service is much easier. This is true for everyone. 8 hours I can just make garland or do something else. For practical service, that's much easy. 8 hours chanting, you get exhausted. Technically speaking, you're not doing anything there. You're chanting, you're just engaging your mind only. His body is not exhausting. So therefore it should be easiest, but it is the toughest because mind is not in control. So if you can bring mind under control and engage that mind in Krishna's service, that is the highest form of bhakti, which is on a different plane, right? So now the context in which Ranchod Prabhu was asking question is, like, we can't give that excuse that I have chanted my rounds in the mind, therefore I will not chant. That a bhava level devotee may do that, he may not hold a bead bag. Still they also hold bead bag, by the way. Okay. But at that level, gopis can say, gopis, you don't see gopis with bead bags in their necks hanging. You see pots on their heads, but you don't see bead bag in their necks hanging. You see any painting of Krishna, bead bag hanging there? So many gopis are there on the screen. So they are smaranatmika bhakti, they are doing. Yado hane vahanane mathanopalepah prinkankanar bharudito kshanamatyanaadav gayanti chainam anurakta dhiyo shrukantyo dhanyavrajastriya urukrama chittayanah. Their mind is constantly thinking about Lord Urukrama, whether they are milking cows or sweeping floors or churning buttermilk, they are constantly Krishna conscious. They are doing smaranatmika bhakti Parallelly, they are also doing Mananatmika Bhakti. Parallelly, they are also doing Abhyasa Bhakti. They are engaging their senses, intelligence, and mind, everything in Krishna's service. So, engaging mind is the highest form. Engaging intelligence is little lesser. Engaging senses is much lesser, but more accessible and more practical for a sadhaka. And the aim of sadhana is bhava. What is sadhana bhakti? What is the definition of sadhana bhakti as given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Yes, exactly. You engage your senses in Krishna's service so that you develop bhava for Krishna. Bhava is the aim of sadhana. So emotions and feelings will come later. But without emotions and feelings, we can't claim that I have done this rounds in mind, I have done Gaurarti in mind, I will not do physically. So even if mind is somewhere else, better physically do service, physically chant. That's what is recommended for a sadhana. Does it make sense? Hare Krishna. We conclude. Yeah, this boy has a question. First, let's take kids.
Does it count when you offer like millions of cows and a lot of gold to brahmanas in the Ekadashi?
In the Ekadashi?
Yeah.
Does it?
Does it count when you offer?
It count.
Yeah, when you normally offer lots of gold and millions of cows and land to brahmanas?
Whether it counts or doesn't count depends on your attitude. Why do you want to please brahmanas? Because Krishna is Namo Brahmanya Devaya. I'll do some service to the brahmanas and Vaishnavas in the mind to please Krishna. If that is your mood, yes, it counts. It definitely counts. Okay, Krishna will note it. It's the mood. Yes, Prabhu. This Prabhu has.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
So I got a question. First of all, your lecture was very enchanting, so really learned a lot. I felt like a scholar Brahmin who studied Sanskrit for a long time. Actually, like that. So.
I don't know a bit of Sanskrit.
Now, I got a few questions, but I won't take much of your time. So the first thing is that yesterday was my misfortune that I couldn't attend the Ramayana lecture. But I always had questions about the Valmiki. This is not a question, but this is a myth that I like you to break up on. As long as I knew that Valmiki was the son of Prajita, and he's the 10th son of Prajita, and what we know so far that Valmiki
Prajitas.
was Prajitas.
Okay. Yeah.
Valmikas.
So what we know so far is that Valmiki was a dacoit, and Naradji actually gave him a name Ram, and he started chanting the name Ram, but in fact he chanted Mara Mara Mara, and that's how he actually purified himself. But so far, what my consciousness understand, I probably may be wrong, but he was the 10th son of Prajita, and he never actually committed any sins. And when actually he went to the court of Sri Ram, when Sita ji actually gave testimony about herself, that she was pure and love course belongs to them, he proclaimed that I'm the 10th son of Prajita and I never committed any sins. So is there two Valmikis were there, or is the same Valmiki are we referring to? And if that's the case, which Puranas does that speak about Valmiki?
I don't know, bro. I never heard or read anything about it. You can ask someone who is more experienced in Ramayana and other Puranas. I don't know.
No worries. I have got another question. The second question I have is that we all call ourselves Bhakta. We are devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. But at what stage do we think that we are becoming a Bhakta, devotee? And how do we actually create we talk about the devotional services. But what exactly the devotional services? Sometimes you are not able to perform the physical services. So if one has to be engaged in their material work and one cannot perform the devotional services, how one can still qualify for the devotional services, how you become a devotee, and how can you purify your consciousness?
At what stage can we call ourselves devotees? At neophyte stage, we call ourselves devotees. When we advance, we think we are not devotees. Okay? The more we advance in bhakti, the more we think we are so far away from bhakti. Okay? So the more immature we are, not so advanced we are, then we claim, yes, I am a devotee, I am a Vaishnava. Right? So at what stage one becomes a devotee? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, 3 stages. Once the Kulinagram devotees asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, you always say Vaishnava Seva, Vaishnava Seva. Who is a Vaishnava? Who is a devotee? And Mahaprabhu said once that one who chants the holy name of Krishna even once is a Vaishnava. Next year they asked the same question. And Mahaprabhu said, one who constantly chants the holy name of Krishna is a Vaishnava. Then, third time they asked the same question. Then Mahaprabhu said, by seeing that person, if you chant the holy name of Krishna, then he is a Vaishnava. Okay, who is a Vaishnava? One who instigates others to chant, one who inspires others to chant Krishna's name by his mere presence is a Vaishnava. So these are the 3 levels of Vaishnavas. So if one chants the holy name of Krishna even once, he or she is a devotee, Vaishnava or Vaishnava. And constant chanting, better Vaishnava, more advanced Vaishnava. And inspiring others to chant, much more advanced Vaishnava. Okay, but at all stages they are Vaishnavas only. Kanishta, Uttam, Madhyam, all the different levels are there, right? Chanting, service attitude, humility. Pranada, when can we chant? When we are humble, when we respect everyone, when we don't hanker for being honored by others, and when we are tolerant, then we can chant the holy names nicely. So, the definition of a devotee is one who always chants the names of Krishna and one who has these Vaishnava qualities. To the degree we have these Vaishnava qualities and to the degree we are eager to chant, absorbed in chanting, to that degree we are devotees. Right? We can be small devotees, big devotees, advanced devotees, depending on how many Vaishnava qualities we have and how much are we absorbed in chanting. Thank you. Hare Hare. We'll conclude here. Thank you. Hare Hare.
Prabhu will be giving the class tomorrow.
Tomorrow at the temple, actually. Tomorrow at the temple. So I just want to announce one more thing, actually. Prabhu gave a detailed session on Mukunda Stotra. It's available on vidyapit.in, actually. It's for 500 rupees and it's